Ladies and gentlemen, let's set sentimentality aside for the next 10 minutes. No tears, no guilt trips, no soft lighting and swelling music, just cold, hard reality. Because that's what the issue of illegal immigration deserves. Logic, not emotional posturing. For decades, presidents of both parties made excuses. They wagged fingers, shook heads, muttered, "There's nothing we can do." Then came Donald Trump, and whether you support him or not, the record is clear. He closed the border, which means every president before him who claimed it couldn't be done was lying, not misinformed, not misled, lying. Now closing the border was just step one. The second phase, deportation. And here's where the wheels start to come off. Trump has pledged to deport millions of illegal immigrants. A Herculean task. But here's the math. Right now, ICE removes about 1,000 individuals per day. Multiply that by 365 days. Times 4 years, you get around 1.46 million. That's assuming perfect efficiency, no delays, no court battles, which of course is fantasy. Meanwhile, most credible estimates put the number of illegal immigrants at 20 million or more. So at the current rate, you're trying to drain a lake with a teaspoon. Let's talk strategy. Trump's using multiple approaches: enhanced border enforcement, expanded ICE raids, deputizing local law enforcement, increasing detentions, and messaging that targets criminals. But analytically, most of these are inefficient. Some are ethically questionable. Nearly all are expensive. Take one example. Using other federal agencies to support ICE? Yes, it boosts manpower. But now, you're pulling people away from their actual jobs, turning social workers into soldiers. It's not scalable. It's not sustainable. And the messaging, saying we're only targeting criminals? That's PR spin. Let's call it what it is: an attempt to soothe the public while executing policy. The fact is, if you cross the border illegally, you've already committed a crime. Entry without inspection, sure, federal offense. No semantics, no sugarcoating. Breaking the law is breaking the law. Now comes the uncomfortable part. Some ask, what about the ones who've lived here for 20 years? Paid taxes? Never committed another crime? Fair question. Wrong premise. That's like saying, if someone murders a man, disappears for 20 years, then reappears with a family and a white picket fence, he shouldn't face charges. Crime doesn't expire. Morality doesn't amortize. We are a nation of laws. And if laws aren't applied consistently, they're not laws. They're suggestions. Now here's where we stop dissecting the problem and start solving it. Want to deport 20 million people? You don't need a better bucket. You need to shut off the faucet. Illegal immigrants come here for one reason. They can survive better here than back home. Jobs, housing, schooling, social services. Take those away, they'll leave. This isn't radical. It's not revolutionary. It's common sense. So simple, it offends politicians. Cut the supply chain. Criminalize every form of support. Jobs, housing, benefits, and make the consequences swift, automatic, unforgiving. Hire an illegal? Lose your business. Harbor an illegal in your home? Lose your home. Provide services? Lose your license, your assets, maybe even your legal status. Sound extreme? Maybe. But so is the cost of doing nothing. Sanctuary cities? Outlaw them. A city can't rewrite federal immigration law any more than it can declare war. Laws must be uniform, brief, and airtight. No footnotes, no asterisks. This isn't cruelty. It's consistency. A nation has the right to define who enters, who stays, and on what terms. Period. Let's go further. Imagine a centralized citizen database accessible by every employer, landlord, government office, a single source of truth. Want to hire someone? Check their ID, check their fingerprints, check their status. If they're not in the system, they don't work, they don't rent, they don't drive, they don't get benefits, they don't exist. And if you bypass the system, you don't just get fined, you get wiped out. Business gone, home gone, citizenship revoked. You get deported too. Sound harsh? Good. That's the point. Deterrence requires consequences. But what about the cost to enforce all this? Here's the kicker. The system funds itself. People break the law. We confiscate their assets. We sell them. That pays for enforcement. You create a self-funding system, fueled by lawbreakers. No extra tax. No chasing shadows. No open-ended budgets. Just relentless, systemic denial of support. Now the critics, the ones shouting in the streets, screaming about democracy and fascism. Let's get real. Trump ran on this. People knew, and he won. That's democracy. Don't like it? Protest, organize, vote next time. But don't act like democracy failed just because you lost. If a Democrat had won and Republicans cried, you'd call it sour grapes. Same rules apply. So let's be clear. Illegal immigrants, not victims, violators. And those helping them, not compassionate, complicit. Want a real solution? Cut off the supply. Cut off the incentives. Treat illegal presence like the crime it is. And enforce without mercy. Because mercy, when it ignores law, isn't compassion. It's betrayal. Thank you.